Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the Clallam EDC Coffee Chat, Coffee with Colleen. We appreciate you joining us today. And we have folks from the Office of Regulatory Innovation and Assistance joining us today. Annika is here with us, and then also Hugo will be joining in just a few minutes, and they have a presentation for us. So few housekeeping items quickly. Wanted to ask you all to keep yourselves on mute unless you want to ask a question. You can raise your hand and do that. Or alternatively, if you just want to put a question in the chat, I'll go ahead and ask the question on your behalf, and you can do it that way. So with that, I wanted to introduce Annika. Thank you so much for joining us. She actually lives in the Port Angeles area, and this is Annika Pederson, and she formerly was the legislative assistant for Senator Chapman when he was Representative Chapman. So she knows our area very well, obviously. So with that, Annika, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about Araya, or I can get the slideshow going, whatever you prefer.
Let's get the slideshow going and I'll introduce myself. So once again, my name is Annika Pederson. I'm a proud member of the Peninsula. I am a small business program specialist for Araya, which is the Governor's Office for Regulatory Innovation and Assistance. That's an incredibly long name, but what it boils down to is that we are in charge of assisting you with a regulatory process. Colleen, next slide, please.
Okay. There we go.
So Araya, there's a few things that we do. We're mainly a resource hub. Our whole job is to make sure that you guys have as many resources and as much information about state government agencies as possible. Three important ways we usually do this is with our website, which is business.wa.gov. If you haven't been there yet, I highly recommend it. We have a newsletter that we post monthly. We post not only our own workshops, but workshops from other state agencies, other local and state resources that you can find in person and online. We also have our small business liaison team. So pretty shortly after this presentation, I will go into the workshop that we are doing in Port Angeles tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up, please do. But this includes our small business liaison team. This is a group of 29 state agencies that deal with the regulatory process. Of these, we have 9 coming to you guys tomorrow. But these are a group of highly experienced, passionate members of their agencies that are just dedicated to help answering your questions. So if you have a problem with Secretary of State's office, we have one person in that office that's dedicated to helping you and your small business get your answer. Finally, our last resource that I'll cover is the call center. Now, this is Araya's pride and joy. We are a 24-hour call center. We are in-person call center. So you can text us, you can call us, you can email us, you can use the chat feature, but there's an actual person behind that line. And we do so much research to help answer your question. My favorite story is, goodness, I think it's 2 years ago now. Someone approached us and said, I need help moving a whale from Florida to Washington State. How can we do that? And what permits do we need? We were able to answer those questions for them. So really, any question is on the table. Thank you, Colleen. Next slide.
Trying to do it. Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, too much. Is that the next one?
Yeah.
Did I go too far? Okay.
That's fine. So once again, the Small Business Liaison Team, it's a partnership of 29 different state agencies. I just wanted to give you just a visual of what those agencies are. Any one of these, you can find a representative in the Small Business Liaison team, and you can find their email, their phone number, a headshot on business.wa.gov. Once again, if you get anything from this presentation, please check out our website. Continue, Colleen. And you can keep going. I think I've covered this.
Okay.
So again, this is our website, business.wa.gov. We love our website. We post all sorts of things. Like I said, we are posting 24 different in-person workshops that we're doing this year. We do a once a month virtual workshop. We do our small business guide. So if you haven't accessed our small business guide, we update this regularly. This guide will help you with any stage of your small business. If you have an idea and you're thinking about what in the world you're going to do with it, it's in the small business guide. We can give you helpful hints to get started. If you're thinking to yourself, I want to grow a little bit, what would I need to start hiring employees? We have you covered. We're even able to kind of walk you through the transition if you decide you want to close or sell your business. So we definitely give advice in the small business guide from beginning to end of your small business.
And Hugo just joined.
Hi, Hugo. Once again, we also do our newsletter. Once a month, we collect the latest news from our 29 small business or our state agencies, and we ask them about what rules, what regulations have changed for small businesses. We put it in one easy to find place once a month. It's a very popular newsletter. I think maybe later Hugo can tell you about our footprint and how many that reaches, but we are very proud of it. Next slide. And this is just another showing of the small business guide. Once again, that contact sheet that I was talking about earlier, this is what it looks like. You can find it online, or if you come to our workshop tomorrow, I will personally hand you one myself. Next slide. So one more slide. One more thing I could talk about the small business guide. It is in many different languages, English, Spanish, Russian. It's in Braille now, but we keep trying to add more and more languages to it. You can find the full list on our website, business.wa.gov. If you could turn the slide. Thank you, Colleen.
Yep.
And then finally, another plug for our information center. Please reach out to us. You can get a text message, a chat, an email, a phone call. There are live people at the other end of this information center, and they're so smart and easy to talk to. And we will research whatever question that you bring to us. We will help you answer it or find someone that can answer it for you.
So Annika, do you guys ever help nonprofits or even local governments with issues they're having?
Hugo, I think you're probably better able to answer that question.
Colleen, yes, we do get a lot of questions sometimes from local government regarding questions about specific issues or concerns they might have, specifically either with businesses that they're working with, or maybe they're not hearing from certain agencies and they want to kind of expedite a process or look into how do we make the right connection for a specific program that they might want to find more information. So we do assist with that, and we do get a lot of questions from multiple entities. I know last year we reached out to we worked a lot in Aberdeen, and we were able to make some great connections there, and they were able to utilize some of the different agencies that came to our roundtable listening session. So that's an example of how we assist, and some of them could be something from questions from L&I, ecology, to multiple other agencies that we partner with, which is 29.
Okay, and so we, I know at one point referred a business to you all, and it was an issue about permitting locally, but the local permitting authority was saying that Department of Health required something that was causing them to potentially have to spend tens of thousands of dollars, I think on a new type of water system. How do you work with local governments and local permitting groups?
Good question. So depending on, so we do have a, I'm assuming if it's Department of Health, the way that we work with them, right, is we try to outreach, connect with the different entities. So one of the great things about this chat system that I'll kind of mention is that we'll do the research, we'll reach out to the different resources that we have internally, and then sometimes we'll reach out to the agency specifically to talk about like, hey, is there other options or opportunities for that business or things that they can do? So depending on case by case, to be entirely honest, the one thing that I'll do is like, if this gets to me, then I'll reach out to that local government and just see, what are ways that we can work on it. However, I will say sometimes with local government, they have full control of that. And the only thing from our end that we can do is first, specifically if it's Department of Health, we can reach out to them and then see what are the options that we have, or that we can set a good expectation with the business owner as well to make sure that's happening.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next slide.
Yes, please. Thank you. And then one more slide. Thank you. So once again, I think I've briefly mentioned this a few times, but the SBLT, the Small Business Liaison Team, is coming to your neck of the woods. We will be in Friday Harbor later today. And then tomorrow we will be in Port Townsend, and specifically Port Angeles at 6:30 p.m. in the Red Lion Inn. We would love to see you guys. We will be there, of course, to answer any questions that you have. But to plug a few other agencies that will be there, we have the Secretary of State's office, we have Department of Revenue. This year, we will have David Higgins from the IRS in case people have any questions on taxes. We will have Ellen and I there, just to name a few. We will have 9 in total.
So I think probably one of the best values is that if you know of any business that is having difficulty regarding any issue, they can ask specific questions and to the people in person and explain their situation and get, an expert to respond. So I think there's a lot of value there.
Yes, we are so excited to reach out to community members and assist. If there's any questions that you have regarding your business, we will do our very best to help you. And if we can't, once again, we have our resource center that we can refer you to and have them help you with the research.
And if you know of another business owner that's been having some challenges, make sure you share with them the invitation. And we put that out earlier this week. Mitch sent it out. But Mitch, if you'll put your email in the chat, and then if anybody knows of somebody that they think should be attending, you can email Mitch and he'll send the special invitation to whomever, and to make sure they know about it as an opportunity to get an issue resolved.
Unknown caller.
Say that again.
Oh, yeah, just wanted to add a little bit more about the program. And actually, I wanted to give just a big shout out to Annika, because I know she has been, pushing for all the agencies to come out to rural communities and specifically go to the peninsula. So just wanted to highlight that. As when you got here, Annika, you're like, we should be going to Port Angeles. So just wanted to say thank you for putting that challenge on all the agencies. And I would say the the reason we're having this program is essentially to build trust with everybody. We want to come to you, and as you may know, it is logistically a lot of work to do because we have multiple agencies. And one of the things that we are mindful of is we work with the local organization because you know the businesses, you can help us do the outreach. Because if we so one thing I will add to as well, right? We try to be mindful because we know as business owners, you have a busy schedule, you're doing hundreds of things, and we want to make sure that we're there at a time that works for you. So we are. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of emphasize that the goal with this program, right, and it's connecting with those individuals that are in a leadership level within their agency and are appointed by their agency to be a representative. So hopefully you can join us and ask a lot of questions. One thing that I will add in there that Annika mentioned was our newsletter. I always highlight that a lot because it's really a multiple newsletters compile into one, and specifically we try to make sure that we find information that is relevant to business owners or changes that are happening across multiple agencies that impact businesses, or grant opportunities that might be happening at the Department of Commerce, or loan opportunities now too as well. And we have about 500,000 businesses that are part of that. So don't miss out on that. Make sure that you subscribe to that newsletter.
Great. Thanks, Hugo. Appreciate it. Right. And
That's
keep
the
on
end
going?
of our, nope, that's the end of our presentation.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to see the rest, if you want to hear what Secretary of State has to say, please join us tomorrow at 6:30 at the Red Lion.
6:30 Red Lion tomorrow.
Mhm.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for either Hugo or Annika? All right. Well, you'll get the experts in person tomorrow if you have any questions for them. And with that, I think we're going to have a short morning, and we really appreciate you guys joining us. And we'll make some phone calls to folks that I can think of a few businesses that have had different issues where you might be able to help guide them. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and you get 39 minutes of your morning back. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much.